Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and another part of our Aston Martin Road to Glory career mode. Thank you for the incredible support on the series so far. Say it every episode, mean every word, of course, and it's just been an unbelievable few races, and you know, obviously the first two races of Season 2 have been really exciting. We, of course, won our first race of the series in Bahrain and then had a very, very solid 5th and 6th place finish right at the end of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, meaning that we've got off to a really, really positive start to this year. And we do seem to be in a battle for 4th, I think, with Mercedes. Obviously, we've invested very heavily into the car early on in this season, so we're maybe going to have to take it a little bit easier towards the end of the season, and that's going to be where the real challenge comes in as the other teams develop and perhaps outdevelop us, and we've got to look to mitigate that as much as we can. We're starting with a quick car. Can we keep on top of that and develop through the season? That's going to be the big question coming out over the next few episodes. But yeah, leave a like if you enjoy. Of course, get involved down in the comment section below. A big thank you to Robert Cook, who has become a member of the channel. You can probably work out how far ahead I'm recording that or this episode, because you know, he commented last Sunday. So thank you very much, Robert, for that. Really do appreciate it. And of course, if you want to support the channel in any way, there is a thanks button on the video, as well as you know, becoming a patron or a member of the channel. Obviously, everything that I do earn goes back into the channel to improve the quality for you guys. So yeah, big thank you for that. Don't often talk about those things, but yeah. Today we've got the Australian Grand Prix. Going to be tough. It's a very different type of circuit. I do think maybe we'll be a little bit slower than we have been at other races, but happy to be proven wrong. But we will see. So let's just have a little look at what projects we've got underway at the moment. So we've got a new floor coming in about a month's time, as well as a new rear wing and new side pods. Those are definitely going to help us out. It doesn't actually tell you the rank on the grid or anything there, does it? Weird. Yeah, strange. But it doesn't really matter. We've got some manufacturing going on as well. So yeah, looking forward to getting into that. We have, of course, got a regulation vote happening as well this time next week. So we'll keep you guys in on the loop. Let's have a little look at the result from last Grand Prix. So, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, they're thinking the cornering of Fernando Alonso could be improved. Post-race overview, so Sergio Perez actually won that weekend. He did start P3 on the grid, but he was very, very strong in the race. Of course, started on medium or hard tyres, whatever it was, which was different to the other people around him. So Fernando Alonso currently P2 in the standings. Of course, we had a wonderful 5-6 in that Grand Prix, and I think that is probably where we're at this season. So they are very, very happy with us at the moment. Delighted with race performances, of course. That extends back to last season. And they're happy with our objectives at the moment. And of course, we've not gone into debt, which is a sackable offence, I've heard, in this game. Monthly car development report. Let's have a little look at that so you can see. In certain aspects of the car, we're very, very strong. In other aspects, we're very, very weak. So that's kind of where we need to focus our development. Certainly low speed corners we're doing very, very well, which might mean in Monaco we have a stronger weekend, but medium speed corners and high speed corners like Spain or where we've just been in Saudi Arabia, and of course in Bahrain, then we're a little bit further back, but that's absolutely fine. Exceeding expectations, that's all looking good. Okay, let's continue on then. So manufacturing job is complete. Suspension manufactured. Good. Okay. Underfloor low stock. Okay. Not really sure why that's the case. Get another 2 of them made up. And we'll also get another front wing made up as well. Just a singular one. That's fine. Okay. Right, sponsorship obligation done. Manufacturing of the front wing is done. Regulation change. So, let's see. As you know, we may change the rules with these goals in mind. We are proposing new minor technical regulations for the 2024 season. Okay. These proposed regulation changes will impact many areas of the car, with a focus on reducing overall downforce generated and maximum cornering speed. Please review the proposed changes below. So, wow. Okay. Minor technical regulation changes will reduce all teams' design expertise. This will impact all teams regardless of their car's strength or weaknesses. So, bearing in mind, what did we say? We're pretty good in low speed corners, aren't we? So, and low speed looks like it's taking a particular hit. So we're going to vote for high speed downforce changes. We'll see if that comes through. We might find out next episode. So race preparation. Let's have a little look. We'll do our performance targets first. So I think we can guarantee both cars can make it through to Q3. At the very least, get through to Q2. I think we have got that pace at the moment. We're not going to guarantee fastest lap, but everything else looks good, and that means we can make a lot of money from our sponsors. Again, we're expecting a one-stopper this weekend. We're certainly not looking to utilise soft tyres. They're going to degrade pretty fast. So it's going to be between mediums and hards. Hards probably having the edge of what you want. Okay. Fine. Right then, let's get ourselves into the race weekend and enjoy ourselves a little bit of Australia.
Welcome to Melbourne for a weekend of fierce competition. We're a stone's throw from the beach here at the Albert Park Circuit. It might be party mood in the grandstands, but in the paddock, expectations and tensions are high. The Albert Park Circuit is bursting with rapid corners and a long straight where drivers can push their speed to the limits. Good attention to medium speed downforce will likely make beating this beast of a track just a little bit easier. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Okay then, so weather looking cloudy all weekend, but shouldn't rain. So I'll see you guys after practice and see where we are pace-wise. Well, Drogovic has just absolutely binned the car. I think he's going to be out. Yeah, I mean, that was huge. Hulkenberg's out as well. He has gone straight into the back of Hulkenberg. So let's have a little look at this. So the Williams is there. Oh, I mean, that is just a huge crash. And there's Hulkenberg in the wall as well. So that's 2 big smashes in practice for Nico Hulkenberg. That one definitely was not his fault.
What a shame.
And I feel like Drogovic would be getting a penalty for that, but as it happens, I don't think there will be any way to look at that. Let's just have a look.
To retire the car.
Yeah, grid penalty, 5 place grid penalty. But then I don't know whether that will apply to him or Sebastian Vettel. I mean, there should be some punishment. That was horrific. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you that. Okay, so at the end of practice session 3, you can see Pierre Gasly actually inherits that grid penalty from Felipe Drugovich. So, yeah, not ideal for Pierre Gasly to have that 5-place grid penalty. Alpine are looking pretty racy this weekend. Certainly Ocon within a 10th of Verstappen on that lap. Fernando Alonso having a bit of a struggle weekend. Pierre Gasly up in 6th, so it's a shame that the grid penalties are the way around that they are, really. But yeah, could be quite a spicy qualifying session coming up. Here's the performance boosts for both drivers. So obviously Gasly getting only 14 out of 15 because he's a little bit lower on the track acclimatization because of Drugovich. So it's a 3-place grid penalty for Pierre Gasly in this Grand Prix, which is a big shame, really. You know, I feel like it's definitely not his fault. I believe we did replace everything that we needed to. The gearbox was shot, so that's going to be a shame. But everything else, I'm hesitant to say is fine, but it is okay. But car setup wise, 95% and 96%. Very, very happy with those. So let's get ourselves into qualifying. And I do realise that we forgot to put the development points on at the start of the episode. So we'll double that up.
Green light.
So it's Pierre Gasly, I believe, that is going to be first out this weekend. Ferrari and Red Bull getting out there early. Yeah, getting out there before Verstappen or whoever that is. It's Max Verstappen. So Fernando Alonso coming out as well. And let's push hard on this first lap, please. We'll hop straight on board with Pierre. And we'll watch him on his first flying lap in qualifying. Oh, a little bit of a lift there for some reason. Hope that's not an issue with the engine or gearbox. And Fernando Alonso just coming round to start his lap now, and a McLaren has come out of the woodwork. Looks like Pierre's going to get a fairly clear run. There is an AlphaTauri not too far ahead, and he actually goes purple in the first sector, does Pierre. That'll probably soon be taken by Max Verstappen, although it's not. Love this part of the track now. And purple goes to Fernando Alonso. So Alonso, very good start of the lap for him. AlphaTauri in the way here. Yeah, slight lift from Perez there. That could have been a disaster. From Gasly there. Could have been a disaster. Alonso coming up to an Alpine car as well. Are they going to get out of the way a bit easier? Well, no, they're not. So might have to cancel them coming in here. There we go, Gasly. 1:19.2 for him. Alonso is going to come round. Surely going to be a better time here. With how quick these tyres degrade. Certainly not what you want. But Alonso comes through. And he goes up to P3. So everybody's times there were affected by traffic. And you can see that by Hülkenberg being so close. Pretty tempted to actually stick them out there on 2 flying laps here on the old tyres, and just to make sure that we get those times on the board. So let's send them both out again. Hold up Perez a little bit. So we're 4th and 5th at the moment, but There you go. Gasly improves. Alonso on a green at the moment. Coming through. And he improves as well. So 4th and 5th and 1:18.7. That's definitely a much better time. Gasly's coming round to prepare himself for the start of his next lap here. So there goes Pierre Gasly. Feel like maybe Alonso doesn't need to worry so much. But we might as well let him come round anyway. Gasly green in the first 2 sectors. There is a Williams car coming up, but I hope the Williams starts flooring it for the start of his lap. I think it's Yuki Tsunoda. Go on, Tsunoda, you need to start going now. Oh, he's going into the pits, so it's actually worked out okay for Pierre Gasly, who now comes up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 1:18.6, which puts him just ahead of Fernando Alonso. But behind Sebastian Vettel. As I say, the Alpine's looking good this weekend. Very, very strong from them. They weren't just showing off in practice. You know, perhaps they did some low fuel runs like we did in a few sessions last year. I tell you what, Williams are looking okay as well. So here comes Fernando Alonso. He comes up to the line. Is this going to be any better? Yeah, an 18.6 for Alonso. That puts him P4. So Alonso looking slightly quicker than his teammate as it stands. Now, does Gasly need to come out again? I would say probably not. I think we'll be alright. So we'll just let them come back into the pits and we'll watch the world go by. Zhou Guanyu, then Tsunoda, then Hamilton. So let's keep an eye on sector times. Zhou Guanyu is currently in 16th, so does need a bit of a lap here. Tsunoda currently in 12th for Williams. Hamilton 18th for Merckx. Stuck behind Tsunoda. That might be enough to stop Hamilton getting through here. So Zhou Guanyu is the first one to start their lap. And he goes 15th as it stands. Verstappen currently in the drop zone. Bottas, where's he going to go? He goes 11th. Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen are the only ones left that can really cause any issues. Mick Schumacher comes across the line. Where does he finish? 17th. Magnussen goes up to 15th, knocking Alexander Albon out. It was a little bit closer than we'd have liked, and we're in 11th and 13th in the end, but only 7/10 off pole. But does that show you how many upgrades have come in? Particularly Alpine, 6th and 7th. They'll be very, very happy with that. So let's get ourselves into Q2 and hope that we can do a little bit better here this time around.
Ready to check? I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think
It should be green now.
I think we again put them out there on 2 flying laps. Try and extract the best that we possibly can. From this session. But it's going to be a little bit of pressure, I think. So here we go. Pierre Gasly starting his lap. And it doesn't look like there's going to be any traffic, which is typical, isn't it? Send them out there to do 2, so we've put 2 laps of unnecessary fuel on board. We'll stay on board with Pierre Gasly. So we're looking for a low 18s, really, to make it through to Q3, you would think. But the traffic was so bad in qualifying 1 that it's difficult to tell, really. But, yeah. I said this was a different sort of track, so you might see something a little bit different about the times, but Fernando Alonso slightly quicker in Sector 1. Alonso certainly wasn't quicker in practice, but certainly looking the quicker of the two in qualifying at the moment. Gasly did a 19.6, Alonso does a 19.5, so Alonso comfortably quicker than Pierre in the first two sectors. Of course, we're going to do a cool down lap and go for it once again, but this is our first time, and hopefully that'll be enough anyway. Here comes Pierre Gasly up to the line. We're looking for low 18s. Once again though, an 18.7 for Pierre Gasly. Alonso comes up to the line, 18.6. That's not really going to be good enough. Perhaps that's all we've got this weekend. I really don't know. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is. Right. Well, no, they are coming into the pits. But we definitely put 2 in there, didn't we? There you go, 2. Okay. I think we'll leave it towards the end of the session and put a new set of boots on. So we'll just amount of fuel needed. Yeah. Could be a bit of an issue, really. Yeah, we'll see where everything comes out in the wash. Here's Hamilton, he goes 4th. Ocon currently goes quickest, a 1:18.3 from him. Could be a challenging weekend, this. Here's Zhou Guanyu, he goes up to P6, just behind Pierre. Carlos Sainz coming through. He's starting his lap. Verstappen goes 3rd behind Fernando Alonso. So Ocon still quickest as it stands. Vettel goes P2, so it was briefly
Someone's locked up.
an Alpine 1 and 2. They've obviously brought a big upgrade to this Grand Prix. People are starting to head out there. I certainly don't want to miss the line. Keep an eye on both the Alpine cars. There goes Alonso, there goes Gasly. And I think we should be okay. So, let's push it on a little bit. As Fernando has, got a slightly better time, we'll send him out first. But yeah, expect the likes of Leclerc, perhaps Hamilton and Perez to make the difference here. Could be a real scrap. So here we go, Fernando Alonso, his final lap of Q2. Are we both going to make it through? We might not. We might not. We'll try our utmost though. Kevin Magnussen is going to be the first across the line, so we'll get to have a deeks at his time. And now what could be the issue is a potential yellow flag, red flag. So the session has ended, so all times now are your last. Here goes Kevin Magnussen. He's going to head up to the line. Is it going to be enough for Kevin Magnussen? Here he goes. Checkered flag taken. He goes 10th. He goes 10th. Norris goes through in 3rd. Bottas comes through as well. He's not quick enough. Perez goes top. What about Hamilton and Russell? Russell goes across the line. He goes 5th. 2 green sectors for Gasly. Alonso struggling though. Alonso currently the man at risk. Leclerc, he's going to come through. Where does he go? He goes 3rd, so both of our cars are out. As it currently stands, Fernando Alonso comes up to the line. And it's a 1:18.5. Not enough for Fernando. What about Gasly? Only 12th. Well, well, well. The team that won the opening race of the season, both out in Q2. Now, when I said it's going to be a bit of a different track, you know, I was sort of teeing myself up for this may not be a great weekend. I was certainly not expecting both of our cars to be out in Q2. That is a huge shock. So 11th and 12th. But of course, Pierre Gasly has a 3-place grid drop, so he'll be starting in 15th position for tomorrow's race. Fernando Alonso will be starting in 11th. Just not quite good enough, not quite there. For whatever reason, McLaren and Alpine just better than us this weekend. And that is, as I say, a huge shock to the system. I don't think our car has got worse. You know, we're still 0.6 of a second off Max Verstappen, and you know, only 0.4 off second place Sergio Perez. Verstappen kind of in a league of his own so far this weekend, but that is absolutely huge. So yeah, gonna have to think about strategy for the race, and that's not ideal.
Strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Aston Martin were on target for qualifying. Now it's up to them to defy expectations for the race itself. This weekend, Red Bull displayed promise during qualifying. Now they need to capitalize on their grid position and get a good race under their belts. A sunny day here with only a few clouds in the sky. If things stay this way, the weather shouldn't pose any challenges to the teams.
Exciting choices lie ahead then for the teams and their drivers here in Melbourne. So let's see what happens.
Okay, so here we are. We're ready to rock and roll for the Australian Grand Prix. Now, strategy-wise, I think we have to go hard then mediums, don't we? But that is looking tight. I think we might have to go for a 2-stop strategy here, you know. I think softs are going to be yeah, the softs are just not worth it this weekend. I mean, a 2-stopper is, you know, not a great option really. It's still going to be slower, but I'm looking at that and the tyres just aren't going to last. And the deck isn't good. So I think we do have to go medium hard potentially. What if we went medium hard? And brought that back a little bit. But absolutely attacked them. And potentially that's the way we do it. Medium hard. Let's go with Gasly. Now with Fernando Alonso, perhaps we do try hard, medium. As I say, I don't think we can make a one-stop work. So we perhaps go hard. Go a long way into the Grand Prix. So lap 33 that's going to be. Delete that stint. I mean, if he went light in the last stint, he could do it. And it would save him a pit stop. Yeah, do we do that? Do we go conservative with Fernando Alonso? Wow. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out in front in this Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly on a very aggressive 2-stop strategy. Fernando Alonso on a much more conservative 1-stop strategy. It's going to be exciting, so let's get into the race. Here we go.
Quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. Looking at Fernando Alonso here. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. Next for the team, it's Pierre Gasly. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. Will their hard work pay off today?
So here we go then.
Get ready.
We're ready
for the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
So lights out, away we go. Ocon was starting up in 4th place. We'll keep an eye on the leaders as they head towards turn 1. Charles Leclerc is leading the race. It looks like Perez is making a little move on Verstappen, but misses out. But Ocon now having a little look. Can Ocon have a little look down the inside? No, he can't. Let's have a little look at the replay of Fernando Alonso, because we didn't watch that. Alonso getting off to a good start there. Is he going around the outside?
And what a great move
Yeah,
that
he
was.
did, but
Incredible.
didn't work out who he'd passed particularly.
The driver's team there cheering them on.
But yeah, Fernando Alonso off to a good start. Like all days again, side by side with Lewis Hamilton for P8 now, on those hard tyres. There's Pierre Gasly in P14 at the moment. Good start for Fernando Alonso. Let's hop on board with him now.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
We know we're not going to be aggressive for long in this race. Gasly is going to be aggressive for long. Already dropping back a little bit from the guys in front. But Charles Leclerc is leading this Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is second, with Perez in third, Ocon fourth. Vettel is up to fifth as it stands. Sainz in sixth, then Russell seventh, and Alonso down in P8. Vettel looking very, very racy in that Alpine this weekend. We're going to move that down to neutral. That down to balanced. I'm going to move that down to light, because that is the plan today. Save a pit stop.
Yeah, take it easy.
And hope for safety cars, essentially. So Fernando Alonso currently in P8. Whereas Gasly 13th. He needs to be working towards getting up to P8 and then pushing on, trying to make his strategy work that way. Move that back down to neutral now. Move that back down to balance, but we are going to attack on the tyres. He is past Valtteri Bottas, which is good.
Yeah.
There's Fernando Alonso side by side with Lewis Hamilton, and it looks like he has lost out to that position to the Mercedes. So
Mercedes moved up a place.
It's going to be about trying to maybe stay in ninth today, and that perhaps is going to be the best that we can get with pure pace. Although here comes Fernando Alonso, much better straight line speed than that Mercedes car, but no real way to get past at the moment without DRS. Gasly in 13th, chasing Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo and Zhou Guanyu as well, trying to get into the lower reaches of the top 10. Tyre wise, only Alonso, Zhou Guanyu, Albon and Mick Schumacher on the hards, Bottas as well in fact, but everybody else on medium tyres. No incidents to speak of at the start of this lap. So Fernando Alonso, can he get within a second of Lewis and get that DRS enabled and stick with these guys? It'd be rather nice if he could. What about Pierre? No. So Alonso's main priority at the moment is probably going to be staying ahead of Zhou Guanyu. Just dropped out of the second window and there's no DRS along here. There of course was plans to have a DRS zone up here, but hasn't happened, and now more than a second behind Lewis Hamilton. So I think we just have to try and stay calm with Fernando. Now Zhou Guanyu's right on the back of Alonso. I'm going to use defend.
Defend. Okay.
See if he can defend from Zhou Guanyu here. Zhou Guanyu's there. And this is exactly why I didn't want to keep on this
Yeah, mate.
strategy
I don't
of
have that base.
going light.
That's P10 for now.
Alpha Tower regained
So
the place.
despite a very, very good start for Fernando Alonso, he's now dropped down to P11. Sorry, P10. Not going to be long before it is P11 though, because Daniel Ricciardo is right in his gearbox. Might even pass him before they get to the corner here. Gasly struggling as well here. Can Alonso stay in that DRS window to Zhou Guanyu? Let's have a little look. He has got DRS enabled. Little dummy look there. But yeah, not pushing those tyres hard at all here. DRS enabled once again for Fernando. Pulls to the inside, is going to be back past here. Can Gasly get past Lando?
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Not quite. There's Daniel Ricciardo having a look at Zhou Guanyu, and now that gives Gasly a little chance here.
Aston Martin
Swings
with
to
a
the
great
inside.
play there. They've
Is he
moved
going to go
up a
down
place.
it? Yes, he is. Gasly through. Very good move, but Norris is still there on the outside. Can Pierre Gasly stick it in there? Yes, he can. 12th place. 12th place for Pierre Gasly now. And the question is, can he
Looks like Aston Martin
get
have
past
just
these two?
gained a race
Alonso
position.
seemingly getting a little bit of time. And these guys through their battling. Joe, of course, gets DRS, and he's, of course, going to close in on Fernando again. It's like a triple whammy DRS, isn't it, around here? Because Zhou will get DRS here and on the next straight. So there goes Zhou, he pulls out. And he is easily past Fernando there.
Stay cool, man. You're doing a good job.
No DRS again down this straight.
That's a position
And Gasly
gain
once
for
again
AlphaTauri.
having a little look down the inside of the McLaren. And I think for the benefit of our race here, we have to tell Fernando Alonso, don't fight your teammate at the right moment. There we go. Just had to do it. I know it might cost Alonso the position to Ricciardo, but Gasly now can push after Zhou Guanyu. It's not what you want to tell Fernando Alonso, but it's not his battle at this point in the race. We're playing the long game with Alonso. Pierre Gasly, meanwhile, he's got license to absolutely go for it. He's on the strategy I think everybody else will be on today. I know there was a lot of one-stop strategies in the house, but I don't see how you make that work particularly without backing off. So here goes Pierre Gasly. Can he get past Zhou Guanyu now? So that's exactly what he's going to do. So time to push.
You can stop lifting close.
Try and catch up to George Russell. It's Fernando Alonso back into the 1 second window now. Time to push on the fuel.
No saving required. Okay, copy.
Hopefully get us. Pushing ahead. We'll just move that back to neutral for now for Gasly because Zhou's going to have DRS here, so there's no point in wasting precious ERS deployment. But you would expect that Gasly will have a little bit more pace to show here. Let's deploy.
Use energy if you need it. Use energy.
Copy.
I think now we zoom it forward for a little bit. I think Gasly's going to be safe from Zhou Guan Yu very, very soon.
We need to charge it.
Yeah.
So 9/10 ahead of Zhou. Just over the second, but probably after the detection zone. Let's see. Yep, Zhou definitely catching up. Keep pushing is what I say. Gasly definitely has the pace. Perhaps we need to harvest with Gasly, get a full tank of ERS built up. Looks like Mick Schumacher might have binned it.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
He's okay. Yeah, there goes Zhou past Gasly now.
Alpha Tower gained a place.
Gonna do the same with Alonso. Let's get him harvesting as well. Just try and play a little bit of a long game with these guys.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a
So
race
Gasly
position.
now. Let's push that. Sim and Ricciardo seem to have broken off from the pack.
That's a position gained for Alpha Tauri.
Looks like Norris has come in. He's going to be looking at the overcut here. Or the undercut, sorry.
This is good.
As Fernando Alonso makes it back past Zhou.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Now, can Gasly get more than a second ahead of Ricciardo? Yeah, that's the issue. So tough to manage the strategy in this race because the DRS zones are just so OP. And Ricciardo might be in the pits this lap. No, decides against it. Norris on hard tyres. So I think Norris is going to try and make a one-stopper work. Is Ricciardo going to come into the pits at some point? probably going to make it past at some point. That's the issue we've got. So let's keep an eye on Ricciardo. Yeah, Ricciardo pits. Ricciardo pits. So that allows Gasly to push on at his own pace. Fernando Alonso up to P8 now. Have a look at how he's doing on tyres. Pretty well. And I think if we absolutely attack
Just do what you can.
Yeah, copy.
for a couple of laps, we can make that gap on Joe.
Use energy.
Copy.
And now Joe sticking with him, to be fair.
Save fuel.
Copy.
So no point at this stage. Gasly, meanwhile, in clear air for the first time in this race. Just 5 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. I think we want to ignore that. I think we want to keep going a couple of laps with Gasly. Yeah, there you go. Zhou Guan Yu is past Alonso now. Alonso back through. Voice crack. Yeah, I think we want to keep pushing with Pierre Gasly. Just for a couple more laps.
Alpha Tower regained a place.
Where we're going to come back out in front of. Because they're all battling. Okay, so I'm going to say pit this lap. Going on to the mediums again. He's going to come back out in 16th place, apparently. Should be in front of Ocon, which I'm not sure I believe that. Let's hop on board with the Frenchman. See what he can pull off here.
Yeah, in the box.
Copy that. Use pit limiter.
So he's in. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, now assumes 8th position. 2.876 seconds for Gasly. Here come the big gaggle of cars. Push, push. Might come out in front of Russell here. This is going to be close. There they are. There they are. So Gasly comes out in front of Daniel Ricciardo and in front of George Russell. And he'll be pushing straight away on these tyres. Absolutely no doubt about that. So Gasly comes out in front of this group, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to overcut them. We think they might be going for a one-stop, so now is the time to absolutely push like hell. See if we can stay in front. That's going to be the big challenge. To stay in front of the likes of Ricciardo. Ooh. A double stack from Red Bull. Bit interesting. So Alonso still pushing hard. Still might have a little look here. Oh! Well, I thought he was going to get past Bottas there. He's going to do this. Oh, well, Bottas came across slightly there. Alonso just needs to mind himself now. This is the issue with Pierre Gasly, you see. There's
McLaren gain a position.
George Russell having a little look. This proves to us that we just don't have the pace this weekend of the McLarens, because Gasly's pushing hard on fresh soft tyres and cannot get past Ricciardo on the hard tyres, so it's worth zooming it forward a little bit here. I wouldn't be surprised if the hard tyre runners are in fairly soon. Gasly seems to have come out behind
Looks like
Albon, or is Albon yet to pit? Perhaps he is. Oh yeah, we said both AlphaTauris were on hards, didn't we? So that is the case. So Zhou Guanyu leads this race currently. Albon certainly doing a good job in 11th.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
Now let's see how Pierre Gasly got past him.
Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
Went down the inside, and this is what we need, really. We need Albon in the way, and Gasly able to
there. They make it look so easy.
push and escape, really.
Back in the garage.
So let's hop on board with Pierre. All be kind of what we managed to pull off in sector 3, really. We'll deploy our ERS here.
Use energy if you need it.
Yeah.
We do not want Albon to come into the pits. It would be officially a disaster for us right now.
We have low battery.
This is the issue.
Copy.
As we now having to harvest.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
How's Alonso doing? He's still chasing Zhou Guanyu and Bottas. Bottas has actually got a little bit ahead here. DRS enabled for Alonso. He's going to have a look. He is. He goes down the inside. He's going to still be there. Oh, this is tight. Turns into an outside line. Which turns into an inside line. But it's going to have DRS come with it. Or it should have. Alonso misses out. Gasly's still ahead of Alex Albon. And Albon's still doing a decent job on those tyres. I mean, there you can see Alonso's tyres are the best of the three, but they're very, very close. So, still a little bit of time for Fernando out there. And there's Alex Albon through now. Certainly doesn't help Pierre Gasly, although he's still side by side with him.
That's a position gained for AlphaTauri.
It's all going to be whether Pierre Gasly can stick with this crowd, and I mean, we need him to get past Alex Albon. That's, of course, what the preference would be. Right, now, deploy and go. This middle sector is where Gasly can make that 1 second window count. Yeah, and that's exactly what he's managed here. And that's the new fastest lap of the race, so picked the perfect time to push on there. And hopefully Albon will be straight past Russell. Now Gasly would dearly love to catch Sebastian Vettel. Somebody's in the wall.
Okay.
Somebody is in the wall. Now, where is Fernando Alonso? Where is the crash? Where is the crash? Let's try and locate it here. It's in Sector 3, apparently. Oh, it's Charles Leclerc. Is Leclerc going to retire? I think he may well do. We're going to pit this lap with Fernando Alonso.
We're boxing.
Is Leclerc...
Yes.
Is it
box.
gonna... I don't know.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car.
Let's have a look
see
at
what
this.
happened there. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Is this going to bring out the safety car?
That crash is terrible news for the team.
Don't think that will be him out. No, he's... Can we cancel him? No, we can't. Oh, bummer. Bummer. That is gutting. Yeah. That's ruined the strategy now. Yeah, tried to anticipate it. But alas, it hasn't worked, and now Fernando Alonso is going to have a real tough task to get those to the end of the Grand Prix. He looked after those hards really, really well. So he's going to have to do the same on those mediums and hope for the best, really. But we've just ruined his race because he was going along nicely at the front. But it's Lewis Hamilton that's currently at the head of the queue. Oh, he seemingly was nearly past there. Hamilton right behind Zhou Guanyu. And there's Max Verstappen. Verstappen very, very aggressive there. Up into second place. Well, that's leading the way. Gasly's going to be coming into the pits very shortly as well. And we could well be in a very, very awkward position after that pit stop. So time to zoom it through. Zhou Guanyu finally in the pits, and Alonso comes out just behind him.
We're not okay on fuel.
Copy.
And there goes Valtteri Bottas now. Albon's in as well. So Yeah, Fernando chasing after Bottas now. Pierre Gasly P6 in this Grand Prix. We know Gasly is going to have to come into the pits fairly shortly. Now, how far could we take those?
Alpha Tauri gained a place.
Just don't think softs are going to really be on the table. I don't think we could conserve these tyres long enough.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
So Alonso and Zhou are definitely swapping positions like a yo-yo. Gasly desperately trying to catch this little group. Albon did lock up there.
Just had a spin.
But crucially for us, not in the wall.
That's a position gained for Alpha Tauri.
Where will Gasly come back out? Think he will come out behind Zhou Guan Yu,
Aston
but ahead of
Martin
Kevin
with a great play
Magnussen.
there. They've moved up a place.
I think. How are tyres doing? They're doing okay, to be honest with you. Right. I think it is going to be pit stop time. As I say, soft tyres, 17 laps. They're not going to last to the end of the race. So we're going to have to go on to hards and then absolutely pedal to the metal. So Gasly's in for his second pit stop of the day. We can see McLaren's out as well. McLaren out as well. Norris coming into the pits. So some people are going to be two-stopping. Perhaps a lot of people are. Who knows? Gasly comes out. And there's Bottas. And he is ahead of Valtteri Bottas.
This is good.
Very good. Now Norris, is he going to be on mediums? There's Norris. Yep, he's come out on mediums. Funnily enough, Gasly's come out just ahead of Fernando Alonso. So up to this part of the race, it has definitely been quicker to be in Pierre Gasly's position and Fernando
No
Alonso.
saving required.
Okay, copy.
Now, info-wise, looks like we're going to run out of fuel around about lap 56. Let's just drop that down to balanced.
Okay, happy to lift and coast.
Copy.
We're going to push him as hard as we can. So Carlos Sainz has just come in. Ricardo's the next one you would imagine will come in, because his teammate has just done that. And there you go, Ricardo's in, Russell's in, Ocon's in as well. So Gasly jumps all of those and now is up to 6th place once again in this Grand Prix. So as much as I thought we were going to not get anything out of this race, we're now in a good position with both of our drivers in the points, which would be massive if we could pull it off now. Can Fernando Alonso keep looking after his tyres? He's doing a fantastic job at the moment of doing that. He is doing a really good job. Now, the top 4 think they're going to be coming in. Think they'll perhaps be too far up the road for us. Gasly now swings around, still ahead of Bottas for now. Trying to save fuel, that's our main priority at the moment. Also doing a good job staying with them. If he can look after those tyres until the dying laps of this race, he will finish in the points. I mean, I'm just gutted we didn't keep him
Looks
out
like
there
that
on the
was a
hards.
position gained for Alfa Romeo.
Right, let's zoom it on a bit more, because this race isn't really going to get massively
Looks like
interesting
Aston
until the
Martin
end. But
have just
Gasly
gained a race
has
position.
got ahead now of Bottas, and I think he's actually okay now. He was over a second in front,
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
but now back into the 1 second
Alpha
range.
Tauri gained a place.
So Alonso through. What's happening to Sainz? Why is Sainz so slow? I mean,
That's a position gained for
seems
Alpha
a little
Tauri.
odd to me. And now we're in the DRS range of Carlos Sainz for P5 in this Grand Prix. Where did that come from? And Gasly is through. Well, let's have a look at that when it comes up on the replays. Although it looks like Sainz may well come back through. Yep. But we're heading towards the
Ferrari
final
advance the
4
race
laps
position.
of this Grand Prix. Now, I don't think there's much more we can do with Pierre Gasly. Fernando Alonso's tyres definitely not looking good.
It will be difficult to recover the front.
Copy.
Do we need to undercut someone or overcut or something?
I mean, he's 4 seconds ahead of Russell. Alonso looking like he could potentially get some points out of this, but I just feel awful because we brought him in anticipating the safety car. If we hadn't done that, I've got no doubt he'd be in front of Bottas right now, fighting up there near Pierre Gasly. But Gasly really struggling on fuel. Might have to go into conserve mode.
Lift and coast will help.
Copy.
Three more laps. 3 more laps.
Copy.
Trying desperately to hold on to the fuel for Pierre Gasly.
Okay, good job.
Alonso is past Joe. 3 laps to go. This is the problem, is that we're not managing
and
to
Ferrari just gained a place.
save much fuel here. You can visibly hear the lifting and coasting. DRS keeping us nice and close. It's only got 2 kilograms of fuel left. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso, 7 kilograms of fuel. Still battling with the AlphaTauri. As soon as he comes round this final corner, we're going to attack him for the final 2 laps.
2 more laps. 2 more laps.
Gasly's back past. So we are going to attack.
P5 at the moment.
We're going to deploy.
Do everything you can.
Can Pierre Gasly
Okay, copy.
hold the fuel?
With energy if you need it.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't know how else we can
You're in a good place.
help him gain fuel. There's just no way.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
Still got
They've
another
moved
lap.
up a place.
Do we drop that down?
Get back off.
Drop it down to standard?
Drop back a bit.
Copy.
Oh no, I feel like Gasly is definitely gonna be gone. Last lap, Lewis Hamilton leading the way. Well, let's hop on board. We'll of course keep an eye on Gasly, but I think he is going to run out of fuel. Lewis Hamilton, can he win his first race of the series?
Last lap.
There's just no way Gasly's going to be able to... No, he's pulled over, I think. Yeah, Gasly's out. Gasly is out of this Grand Prix. It's right in the middle. But Gasly runs out of fuel, and that is hugely disappointing. Can Lewis Hamilton make the move on Perez here? Let's hop on board.
Yeah, copy.
It doesn't look like it. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, in 7th place, holding off Zhou Guanyu. I don't think Hamilton's going to do it. It's going to be 2 in a row for Sergio Perez. He won in Jeddah. Now is he going to do it? Lewis Hamilton might do it. Lewis Hamilton has done it. Well. Lewis Hamilton wins the Australian Grand Prix at the line. That was quite unbelievable. Now, Fernando Alonso
Lewis Hamilton with
still
the win today.
pushing hard. Could potentially get a faster slap here right at the end. Crosses over the line in 7th place. It's a good amount of points for him.
Well done again. Good strategy. Good start.
But Pierre Gasly, you've got to feel for him.
Well done, that was a tough
It was
day.
an awesome race
Stop
from
at
him.
P1.
We
Wait
tried
5
to
seconds and then
save
P0.
the fuel, but just didn't happen in the end. But Lewis Hamilton has won the Australian Grand Prix. I thought Perez was going to do it, but Hamilton just was a rocket ship on the final straight with the DRS. That was awesome. Sebastian Vettel finishes 4th for Alpine. Great upgrade for them. Don't know what happened to Ocon in the race. Don't know whether it was strategy or whether he just got stuck in traffic. But Vettel, P4 for him.
What a flawless weekend here from Fernando Alonso. His team must be proud. Aston Martin having an extremely good day at the track.
It's really wonderful to see all the hard work they've been putting in paying off like this.
At the end of the weekend, it's 2nd place in the constructor standings for them.
Now the teams will be looking ahead to Imola, where the season progresses with the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Get ready for some fierce competition.
There you have it then. Lewis Hamilton wins the Australian Grand Prix. Sergio Perez finishes 2nd with Verstappen in 3rd. Vettel finishes a brilliant 4th for Alpine with Sainz in 5th. Bottas finishes 6th. Fernando Alonso finishes in 7th with Guan Yu Zhou in 8th. Russell 9th and Ocon in P10. Pierre Gasly out of the race after running out of fuel. Into the championship then, Perez takes the lead. 13 points ahead of Max Verstappen in 2nd. Alonso still in 3rd, just ahead of Lewis Hamilton in P4. Pierre Gasly now drops down to P7. In the Constructors, we're still in 2nd place, 50 points behind Red Bull, 8 points ahead of Ferrari and 10 ahead of Mercedes. So Pierre Gasly, of course, will have a development point from last time out. And Drugovic, well, he gets a development point, but of course he DNF from practice. Pierre Gasly DNFs from the race. And what a shame. Performance guarantee wise, made a decent amount. $4 million, which will get our funds up a little bit. 23 million we've now got in the bank, which is good. But yeah, there you go. What a shame. What a shame for Pierre to retire from the last lap. But still maximised the race for Fernando. Still a good strategy. Very, very happy with that. And hopefully we'll be able to push on in future episodes. So if you enjoyed that, it was an exciting finish, then leave a like down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.